Get ready, because today your mind and heart are about to meet at a point of pure truth. Have you ever felt like you needed to say something but couldn't find the right words? Or like everything you'd been feeling finally started to make sense in your head, as if a veil had been lifted? Today, that's no coincidence. It's a calling. And this calling comes straight from the sky. The conjunction of the Sun and Mercury happening right now in Aries is lighting a beacon within you. A clear, undeniable urge to express what truly matters. To speak from the soul, not from doubt. To make choices that aren't born from fear, but from clarity. The universe is creating a rare synchronicity. The essence of your identity, Sun, merges with the messenger of the mind, Mercury, in the sign of birth, courage, and action. This means your thoughts, your speech, your awareness, and your decisions are being energized by a raw, direct, vital force. And here's the most important part. This conjunction isn't subtle. It shouts, but it shouts truths. It pushes, but only what's aligned with your soul. It breaks the silence, but only to make room for what's been quiet for far too long. You're standing in a moment where your voice can become a bridge, a healing, a choice. But it can also be a cut, a rupture, a liberation. And what comes out of you today, in thought, word, or action, has the power to shift the course of your journey. So listen, not to the world, but to that voice that only shows up when your soul is ready to speak. Picture for a moment two archetypes coming together. The Sun, consciousness, identity, purpose. And Mercury, mind, speech, reasoning. This meeting is called a conjunction. And it's no random event. It's as if the sky decided to align what you feel you are with how you think and express yourself. Now imagine that this alignment is happening in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the warrior, the initiator, the one who acts, the one who doesn't wait. The result? A spark, razor-sharp clarity, an uncontrollable urge to speak, decide, take a stand. That's the tone of this conjunction. Director, no beating around the bush, no masks, with courage. That's why today you might feel the urge to resolve something you've been putting off for months. The need to speak truths that were once too painful to say. Clarity about a plan, a path, a decision, or even a visceral impulse to break free from everything that confuses, delays, or limits you. The Sun-Mercury conjunction in Aries acts like an arrow shot from the center of your being. It doesn't ask for permission. It simply aims and fires. But here's the twist. This conjunction isn't about speed. It's about precision. The universe isn't asking you to rush. It's giving you mental light to act with truth. And right now, truth is action. To think, but not act. To speak, but not follow through. That's distortion. This conjunction aligns mind and soul, thought and impulse, word and identity. It asks you to express yourself, not to please, but to free. And if you really listen to what's rising from within, you'll realize you're not confused anymore. You are just avoiding the clarity that now feels inevitable. Aries is not a gentle sign. It's pure fire. Fire that initiates, fire that breaks through, fire that lights the way, but can also scorch. When the Sun and Mercury meet in Aries, the sky delivers a surge of drive, clarity, and visceral truth. But it also comes with a warning. Use it consciously, or that energy might explode in the wrong place. Aries represents the birth of the zodiac. It's the first to step out of Pisces' unconscious darkness and into the light of action. It's the cosmic child, full of instinct, will, and courage. That's why this conjunction carries a different urgency. It's not the kind of energy that waits for you to feel ready. It acts, it decides. It speaks with a racing heart and a sharp mind. Today you might be feeling a rush to resolve unfinished business, sudden courage to confront someone, a firm need to say yes or no, an urge to cut ties, walk away, or start fresh. All of that is Aries energy being activated within you. But a word of caution, Aries can also be impatient, reactive, harsh, controlling. The same sword that cuts through lies can wound those close to you if used on impulse. This conjunction gives you sacred fire, but you have to choose. Will you use this fire to light your path, or let it burn bridges and destroy alliances that still matter on your journey? Aries energy isn't meant for control. It's meant for direction. And if you can speak your truth without shouting, act without steamrolling, and express yourself without harming, then this fire won't burn you. It will forge the strongest, clearest version of who you are. You don't need to know astrology to notice when something has shifted. Your body knows, your mind feels it, your soul responds. And if you've been even a little tuned in, you've already sensed it. This conjunction is alive in you. It might not announce itself with instant clarity, but it shows up in small bursts of awareness. That conversation you've been avoiding now feels like it has to happen. A decision that once felt confusing now feels obvious. A discomfort you used to swallow now feels impossible to ignore. A nearly physical urge to act, change, speak, cut ties, or begin again. These are subtle, or not so subtle, signs that the Sun-Mercury energy in Aries is already moving through your field. Mental restlessness, struggling to focus on routine tasks. Your mind wants space to speak. Sudden emotional outbursts, things you thought were under control, suddenly bubble up. Unfiltered truths slipping out. Words escape before your mental filter catches them, revealing what you truly think. Creative surges or spontaneous initiative, diving into something new with intensity, even if it's unplanned. And most of all, you feel like you can't stay silent anymore, or that you're being called to take a stand. This conjunction doesn't require you to be 100% sure. It only asks that you be 100% honest. That's why so much tends to break down during this transit. Emotional masks, patterns of silence, fear of confrontation, doubt about your own worth. Because when the Sun, your identity, joins Mercury, your mind, on Aries' battlefield, you can't pretend anymore. You have to speak. You have to choose. You have to be. Don't be alarmed if that feels uncomfortable. That's a sign it's working. A sign that you're aligning with your real frequency, not with what you were taught to be. Most people talk a lot, but say very little. They overthink, but freeze when it's time to act. Today, that dynamic shifts. The Sun-Mercury conjunction in Aries doesn't just push you to express yourself, it invites your soul into the conversation. This is the moment when your outer voice must reflect your inner truth. Not what others want to hear, not what you say to keep the peace, but what's been screaming inside, even if in silence. Speaking from the soul is an act of courage, and Aries is the sign of courage. This conjunction is pushing you to say what you feel, even if the words aren't perfect. Share your ideas, even if not everyone agrees. Defend your boundaries, even if your voice shakes. But it's also about quieting what is no longer you. Because if you're still communicating from old fears, from social masks, or from a need for approval, then you're not really speaking, you're performing. This is the time to reconnect your mind to your heart, your reasoning to your mission, your words to your path. And it starts small. It starts with a message you send, a conversation you no longer postpone, a no you finally have the courage to say, or a guilt-free yes. When mind and identity align under Aries fire, there's no room for fakery, only for presence, for direction, for truth. And that truth, when spoken from the soul, doesn't wound, it liberates. It might shake foundations, but only the ones built on silence. Not all strong energy is automatically positive, and the Sun-Mercury conjunction in Aries, while powerful, comes with its risks. Aries is impulse, it's haste, it's movement without pause. And when the sun shines too brightly and Mercury speeds up beside it, you might be pushed to act without thinking, speak without filtering, decide without weighing things out. The line between courage and recklessness is thin, and right now it's being tested. You might feel an urge to solve everything now, even things that aren't ready. Impatience with people who see things differently, irritation with pauses, doubts or delays, a desire to cut ties, walk away, or start something new, not from clarity, but from internal pressure. And this is where the biggest challenge of this transit lies. Confusing clarity with reaction, confusing impulse with intuition, confusing the need to act with fear of stillness. Mercury in Aries can turn your mind into a weapon, fast, sharp, and ruthless. You might hurt with words that can't be taken back, make decisions fueled by temporary anger, act without aligning with your heart. And then what? Emotional hangover, regret, confusion. That's why today, the sky asks for something that feels contradictory. Act with awareness, speak with presence, decide from your roots. Yes, this is a transit that speeds things up, but it'll only take you far if you know when to slow down. Not every urgency is real. Not every action needs to be immediate. Use this energy, but don't let it use you, because courage without direction turns into chaos, and words without soul turn into noise. This conjunction doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for direction, for courage, for truth. If you want to channel this energy consciously, speak what needs to be said without harming. Decide with clarity, not haste. Act in alignment with your feelings, even if it's just a small first step. Today, a word can heal, a gesture can transform, a choice can change everything. Use Aries fire to begin, not to burn. And let your mind be a channel for the soul, not an echo of anxiety. Want to align with this moment? Find a quiet space. Take 3 deep breaths. Write one sentence that expresses your truth today. Read it aloud. To yourself. That's it. The power isn't in the ritual. It's in owning what you think, feel, and need to express. Clarity is already there. You just need to let it out. Not every cosmic alignment is just meant to be observed. Some are meant to be felt, lived, decoded. And this Sun-Mercury conjunction in Aries is exactly that. A cosmic code vibrating inside your awareness. But to understand it, ask yourself one honest question. What inside me is ready to be expressed? And why now? Because behind the brightness of this conjunction is a deeper invitation to reveal what was hidden, to give voice to what was silenced, to release what your soul is tired of holding in. This transit isn't just about external communication, it's about internal honesty. And maybe the real message from the universe today is, you're no longer allowed to silence your truth. That's why old ways of speaking feel off. Half-truths bother you more than ever. Hesitation feels heavy, and silence sometimes hurts more than conflict. Because the cosmos is pushing you toward radical alignment. Either your mind serves your soul, or it becomes a tool of confusion. This transit shows you that thought is power, and word is creation. And maybe today's biggest lesson is this: what you express with clarity and truth has the power to create reality, to shift directions, to heal distance, to close chapters, to begin new ones. So look at what's unfolding in your life right now. The conversations happening, the messages arriving, the decisions knocking at your door. None of it is random. It's life trying to speak to you, and maybe, finally, through you. We've reached the end of this cosmic alignment. But maybe you're just beginning something you never had the courage to live. The Sun-Mercury conjunction in Aries isn't just a detail in the sky. It's the universe declaring, now your voice matters. Your decisions matter. Your clarity shapes the future. You've spent days, maybe years, searching for answers, signs, direction. And today, the sky is saying, the answers are already inside you. And they're ready to be spoken. This transit won't last forever, but what you do with it could shape your path for months, or even years. So here's the final call. Don't hide. Don't dim your light. Don't sabotage yourself with silence or doubt. Speak, choose, act, and trust. Because when the sun lights up your mind and Mercury channels your essence, what comes out of you holds the power of creation. And everything spoken with truth will be heard by the universe, by others, by you. This is your moment to realign your inner world with your outer expression, to make your words and your choices more than just reactions. Make them reflections of your deepest truth. The conjunction has passed, but the seed is planted. Now, it's up to you to choose what will bloom.